Yo, what is up to my favorite people? We are back with some more Darrell Brooks. You already know the drill. And I just want to shout all you guys out, man. I'm basically at 3K. The new goal is 10K. Let's fucking do it. But appreciate you guys. Bottom of my heart. Let's get straight into this Darrell Brooks situation. You already know the drill. Get your beverages of choice. Let's get straight into this thing.
Mr. Brooks, do you have any questions for this witness?
Yes, I do.
Yes, I do. Dickhead vibes from the start. Now we have Mr. Brooks questioning Miss Erica on his side because apparently you're able to do that. So let's get straight into it.
First of all, good morning
Good morning.
and happy birthday.
Thank you.
Did you see that fucking smile? That smile was disgusting. Like, bro, if you don't get your crusty ass looking self up out of here, devil horn head looking ass, like, this type of guy, bro, this is the guy you avoid in the mall.
You stated that you were hanging out with your friend Miss Corey on the day of this incident, correct?
Yes.
Would it be fair to say that you were hanging out drinking?
Yes.
Was it fair to say that you were hanging out drinking? It's like he's her father or something. Do you see that? He's trying to be her daddy or some shit, bro. Complete piece of shit, like from start to finish. I'm not going to interrupt too much on just small things like that. But I mean, just like the defense would try to do, maybe he saw a couple shows, read a few books, but attack the character of the witness. So even though we don't like him, I mean, the defense does attack the character of the witness. So let's continue.
Would it also be fair to say that you occasionally drink too much?
Whoa. Whoa. That escalated quickly. Would it be fair to say that you occasionally drink too much?
Sustain.
Would it be fair to say that, well, let me back up. What were you drinking?
A Mike's Hard beverage.
That's not strong enough. That's what
Were
he's
you
thinking.
aware that it was said that you were actually drinking vodka?
No.
Hold on. When there's an objection, I need to rule on it first, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Sustain that mischaracterizes the previous testimony.
Now, remember, in court, you have to be strict. If the previous testimony is admitted and accepted, I don't think you can just say, I think you were wrong about that. So for him to say, wasn't it true that you were drinking vodka, when it was clearly stated and for the most part believed that she was drinking the Mike's Hard, proven by other people, why is he going the extra mile? And why vodka? Who drinks vodka? Like a psychopath.
Next question.
So it would be fair to say that you were drinking.
Yes.
Would it be fair to say that you were a little intoxicated?
I was not.
How much did you drink that day?
One of the Mike's Hard alcohol beverage.
She keeps adding that beverage. That beverage at the end is a slight fuck you. But a lot of you guys said she gets a lot more confident in the trial to come. So we're probably going to see that happen when he starts to be, more aggressive toward her. Because all these questions, like, what are they proving? Honestly, at the end of the day, you still killed 5-6 people. What is this testimony proving? That's my question.
And around what time of the day was that?
I don't remember.
Was it shortly before meeting up with the alleged defendant, or was it sometime before?
It was before.
Did you have anything to drink after?
The alleged defendant, meaning myself. Oh, I mean sovereign citizen. Look at those nails. You see that nice little drop he has right there? Let me see here. Like, come on now, bro. You're supposed to be this hard rapper that's out here smacking bitches across the face. You're supposed to be hardcore. What's with the posture? Man, you gotta hate people like this. And there's a lot of people like this walking around us in the world, entitled as fuck. Like they won't get up to do anything. They'll stay in their situation. You know what I mean? Complain about it, lash out on other people, cause pain and suffering to other people instead of just work on themselves. Do something. Nah, blame everybody. It's a lot of them.
You were engaging in a conversation with the alleged defendant via the telephone. Would that be fair to say?
Yes.
Texts, phone calls.
Yes.
Were those texts and phone calls of what nature were they of?
Me and Mr. Brooks were arguing throughout the day.
Argumentative.
In the texts and phone calls?
Yes, we were.
If there were, if the conversation was argumentative, why would you agree to meet up with the alleged defendant?
Because boyfriends and girlfriends argue. And a lot of times, if they're arguing over the phone, they want to see each other in person. Have you never heard of that, Mr. Brooks?
I do not know.
Do you recall how the
Bruh, you didn't practice anything last night, really? This is all you got? Basically copying what the prosecutor said, asking the same questions and just trying to lie on the same questions asked. Like,
to be set up?
I don't recall.
Did you at any time ask the alleged defendant to meet up with you?
Well, I told Mr. Brooks where I was.
Did you at any time ask to meet up with the alleged defendant?
No, I did not.
So it would be
bombs drop, bombshell. Brrr. She did not ask to meet up. Therefore, Brooks is innocent. He's innocent, guys. Come on. He went to jail for no reason. Come on, guys.
fair to say that
He's
the
innocent.
alleged defendant just came where you were?
Yes, I told you where we were. And obviously, we were going to hang out. I never told Mr. Brooks to hang out with me. I told him where we were.
So why would, if there was an argumentative conversation prior to you meeting up with the alleged defendant, why would you tell the alleged defendant where you were?
Objection asked and answered.
Sustained.
You just stated that you really don't know the city of Waukesha. Would that be fair to say?
Yes,
So how would you know exactly where you were?
because I was with Corey and she's familiar with this area.
Yeah, somebody even commented also. They were like, she was walking back on the CCTV camera. She was walking up and down. I was like, what the hell is she doing? She didn't know where she was. And then she had gotten into an argument with Corey. So she was kind of just fumbling around until they chased her down and, got her back to the women's shelter. But, right? Her life is wild. You know what I mean? Crazy. Let's go.
Would it be fair to say that Corey overheard these conversations between you and the alleged defendant?
Yes, she was my roommate. She heard every conversation almost.
Did you see his face? He's like, oh shit. Did she hear that one conversation when I told her about that one thing that exposes me for that other thing? Hey, you gotta be careful when you're calling your girl, man. Can't be saying all your grievances out on the phone. You never know where she's at. I love the look on his face, and she was like, yeah, she heard almost every conversation. He was like, shit.
Every conversation, what would that
When
refer to?
when she was in the room with me, when I was always talking to Mr. Brooks on the phone, she would hear the conversations. She heard me and Mr. Brooks, me, Erica Patterson, and Mr. Brooks arguing the day of the parade earlier before we left.
Yeah, there's that little confidence. There's that little confidence. The little head twitch is coming. That little yeah. What? Now what? Unprepared. Now keep in mind, at the beginning of this, he told the judge that, hey, I'm winging it. You see all these papers? I didn't have a chance to read that, and he somehow wanted to make it their problem. You know? Lawyers have paralegals. Lawyers have resources. I already said this. Lawyers have all of these things. Lawyers have an adult developed brain, unlike Mr. Brooks. He is not fit to be a lawyer. And it's really odd that they allowed him to represent himself. But I guess if you're not insane and you're just stupid, go ahead, buddy.
So it would be fair to say that you were engaged in conversation with the alleged defendant before you even left the women's shelter?
Yes.
And those argumentative conversations continue into your hanging out?
Yes.
You're just snitching on
Would it
yourself,
be
bro.
fair to say that that's what led you to drink?
Wait, what? Okay, hold on. But who cares though? I don't get, why does this matter? He's just trying to shit on her. Now, write this down, folks. Take a mental note. When someone's this much of a negative person in your life, you have to cut them off completely, because in her situation, all he's going to do is try to put all the negative things she's done in her face. It doesn't matter if he's right. It doesn't matter if he's wrong. Anything she's ever done, he's going to try to publicize it negatively about her, because he knows that she doesn't fuck with him anymore. So now, if it's like that, then he's just got to shame her, make her get kicked out of her little woman's home, you know, make her lose her kids potentially. Anything he can do. Anything negative.
No.
Would it be fair to say you were drinking because that's what you wanted to do?
Yes.
Is it true that one of the rules and requirements of being at the women's shelter is no drugs and no alcohol? Would that be fair to say?
There it is. There it is. He's hoping this is televised, and he's hoping she gets kicked out. I swear to you.
Yes, but when I was drinking, it was at Frame Park. I was not at the women's shelter.
Would it be fair to say that you knew you had to come back into the women's shelter at some point that day, that they have a curfew?
Yes. And I made it before curfew.
Let me back up a little bit. You
Oh,
did
she
state
getting tired of this.
that part of the rules and requirements for being in the women's shelter is no drugs and no alcohol, correct?
Yes, it was not in the women's shelter.
She did it outside. You didn't think about that one.
That's not.
He didn't think about that one now. Now he's not even sure. Now, the rules could have damn well been no drinking, no consumption of alcohol or drugs while your stay is here, no matter you're outside or inside. But he doesn't know that. And because he's not a lawyer, he didn't research it. And because he's a inmate, he doesn't have the time to research it. Idiot.
Not what I'm asking.
What are you asking?
It's part of the requirement and rules of the women's shelter, no drugs, no alcohol.
Yes.
Object, asked and answered twice.
Sustained. Next question, Mr. Brooks.
Shut him right down. That's right. Shut his ass down, because he's a punk. It means nothing. She drank in Mike's Hard. She might as well drink a lemonade. All that shit does is give you a headache.
Is there any type of drug and alcohol testing at the women's shelter?
I don't know. No.
I don't know.
No, or you don't know?
I don't know.
Would it be fair to say that if it was found that you were engaging in drugs and alcohol, that you might have lost your place at the women's shelter?
I'll object. I don't see how this is relevant.
Sustained. Next question.
Next question, bro. Like, what is this? You see how mama looked at him? Hold on, let's back it up. I think she looked at him.
Is there any type of drug and alcohol testing at the women's shelter?
I don't know. No.
No, or you don't know?
I don't know.
Would it be fair to say that if it was found that you were engaging in drugs and alcohol, that you might have lost your place at the women's shelter?
I'll object. I don't see how this is relevant.
Sustained. Next question.
She looked at him like, hey, young blood, you doing a good ass job. Hey, in the next trial, we might need another one. We might call you. Nah, I think she proud as hell of him because he's shutting him down back to back. Not that it's that hard to
So
shut
around what
Brooks
time
down.
were you hanging out with Miss Corey, you said?
I
What
don't remember.
knew that the conversation was becoming volatile? Why did you still meet up with the alleged defendant?
I don't know.
To your knowledge, did the alleged defendant know anything about the city of Waukesha?
Yes,
And what did the alleged defendant know about Waukesha?
he told me, Mr. Brooks told me that his first child's mother lives in Waukesha.
Why is he going down this line of questions? All these questions make him look a little bit worse. Now he knows Waukesha. Now he possibly knew a parade or a lot of big things happened on that street. He knows Waukesha. He's adding evidence against himself. It doesn't make sense to me.
Are you aware that the alleged defendant, in fact, has no mother of any child that lives in the city of Waukesha?
Objection. If Mr. Brooks wants to testify, he should do so in a different stage of the trial.
Sustained. You don't need to answer that.
Yes, ma'am.
Yo, speak up in the suit. Jesus.
Other than what you can recall about what the alleged defendant told you that they knew about Waukesha, how did the alleged defendant meet up with you in the location that you gave?
Mr. Brooks already knew where Frame Park was. Mr.
What is he going for? This is what delusional hopefulness looks like. He somehow, to me, feels like he might be able to bullshit his way through this one. He's going to be his own lawyer. He's going to fire his public defender, and he's really going to get himself out of this. Because now he's just going on a rant about stuff that just isn't true.
Mr. Brooks previously had been to Waukesha plenty of times before. He's told me that.
And when was that told to you, and what conversation? Was it that day?
Before that, I'm not sure which day it was. I just know he knows about Waukesha.
You said that during this, once you had got out of the vehicle, as you say, you stated that your friend Miss Corey pulled you away from the vehicle because it swerved.
Yes, it was in the video.
Now, see, I didn't really see that. Maybe you guys can point out the exact minute of that other video that I posted, but I didn't really see the car swerve. I saw them leave. I saw them in the corner. But maybe if I was there closer, I could see that, but I didn't see that.
You do know that we just saw the video. Would that be fair to say?
Yes, but there's two angles of the video.
There we go. Come on now. All right, so even he was relying on that first angle. Now, if there's a secondary angle that clearly shows it, then there's nothing to be said.
Well, we only saw one, so I'm referring to the
Yes,
video that we saw.
Corey pulled me out the way when Mr. Brooks made a U-turn, and you almost swerved into Miss Patterson, which is me.
Would it be fair to say that the video does not show that?
There's different angles, but the video does not show that. The video we watched.
Hey,
So
I wouldn't even give him that. The video does not show that. Those words would have never came out of my mouth. I would have been like, there's a different angle. And if you look closely, the video probably does show that. Or I wouldn't even go that far, but I'd just be like, there are two angles. End of my questioning, unless the judge herself tells me to continue.
Video that we just watched, that the jury just saw, there is no swerving of the vehicle and you being pulled back. Would that be fair to
From
say?
that far angle, you can kind of see it. Yes.
There you go. Don't tell him no.
Would that be fair to say? That
You
there's,
answered the question, Mr. Brooks. Next question.
Thank you. The judge is on her toes too. He just tried to doctor it, and he's like, would that be fair to say? When he said no, would that be fair to say? He was trying to feed her the answer. He's really trying, man. I'm not gonna lie. If he really did like have the time to go through his, his evidence and everything, he may have been able to represent himself a little bit better. He still would have been found guilty on all charges every time, but it's just a circus.
Under 906.11 sub 1 sub C, I direct your attention to that next question.
Do you recall what was said during the altercation between is it Miss Corey and the alleged defendant?
No, I don't remember.
Would it be fair to say that you were standing right there?
Whoa.
Yes, I just don't remember what was being said.
Do you recall reporting anything that may have been said during that incident?
No.
Yo, these two guards switched out like twice in the past 15 minutes. What is going on?
Did you give a statement to anything that may have been said during that incident?
No.
You know, one thing I'm noticing, I never realized this, but every time there's a court proceeding, there's a guard directly behind the accused. It happened in Alex Murdaugh with the graybeard guy. It's happening with these two guards that are rotating, and they're low key becoming like the mascots of the whole videos, because every time there's a defendant and we're talking about them, there's that guard. There's that same guy that we see in the back. In this case, it's two of them. I just wanted to point that out.
Was anything directed towards you verbally in that incident?
Yes. Corey told Mr. Brooks, don't ever hit my effing friend again. I remember that part. That was in the beginning.
She started with the heat. She started with that confrontation.
Do you remember anything else that may have been said?
No.
Do you recall anything being said by Nick to the alleged defendant?
No.
Do you recall the alleged defendant saying anything to Nick?
No. I don't
That's
remember.
weird. What was Nick doing? Isn't Nick a man? Nick sounds like a man's name. Did Nick just not help? Now, yeah, because when the CCTV camera pulls up, it's all three of them. Darrell Brooks, Erica Patterson, her friend Nicole, all four of them. And Nick, what was Nick doing? He couldn't sock Darrell in the face real quick. I mean, that man is skinny. Let's keep it real. I mean, I'm skinny too, but hey, I'll give you some elbows and some knuckles. I'll bust you straight open. So, I mean, like, what was Nick doing?
You also stated that right after this incident, you talked to law enforcement. Would that be fair to say?
Yes.
I might be tripping. Nick may have been separated, but I remember in that CCTV camera, it was all of them. When that altercation happened with him and Nicole, and Erica was there. Where was Nick? You guys help me out. Where was Nick during that time?
At any time, did you report any abuse?
Yes.
And what did you report?
That you hit me?
In the face.
And you gave a statement to that effect?
No, not to that police officer, but the detectives at the women's shelter.
Somebody in the comments said her teeth are probably missing because of Darrell Brooks. Now, I wasn't going to make any comment, but honestly, bro, like, who knows? She seems like the type of person who will cover for you. You know, you do some bullshit here and there, she'll cover for you because she cares about you. Or at the very least, she feels somewhat responsible for you. So who knows, man? We need to get into that. Now, keep in mind, Erica has a whole YouTube after this situation. She doesn't really post on it anymore, but I'm going to try to get in contact with her. And shit, maybe we could have a whole interview. We'll see how it goes.
Well, I'm referring to right during,
I don't
directly
remember.
after the incident.
I don't remember what I told that police officer.
Do you remember what was said by the alleged defendant when that incident ended?
No, I do not remember.
What did he say, Mr.
Do you
Brooks?
remember reporting in your statement that the last thing he said to me was F you, B, erase my number. Do you remember that?
I don't remember.
Damn, that's specific.
Would it be fair to say that you reported that this was said?
I don't remember.
Did she lie? Now see,
Do
all
you
right, hold on.
remember
He
giving-
knows her more than anybody too. So he'll pick up on all her little small lies. He'll pick up on the deception. He'll pick up on all of that. Just like she could see him as he really is, a piece of human garbage. But the same goes for her. Now, she damn well could have said a lie on him, add a little spice to the stew, He said, fuck you, bitch. Erase my number. That's kind of specific. I would kind of remember saying that or not. Just saying. So it's kind of interesting to see how he knows her so much to point out the small things like, oh yeah, she was mad and went to drink because of me, right? She lied about that. That's a lie. She went to drink because of him. She was mad. What was she gonna do? Just stay inside and be angry all night? Just saying, he knows her more than anyone else in this courtroom, and it's kind of sick to just think about that. A man who knew her from when she was like 15. I think someone said he was 22. That's a crazy difference. Like,
Giving a statement to that effect.
No.
Would it be fair to say that you gave a statement?
No. I don't remember.
she doesn't
I gave
remember
a
if she
statement to the detective.
she doesn't remember if she gave a statement or not. Now, all this doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's all smoke and mirrors, right? Because when it comes to the meaningful testimonies and the meaningful questions that he needs to ask and prove a theory to save his butt a little bit, he doesn't have any ammunition. All the ammunition is saved for her, and we're going to see that.
Detectives at the Women's Center.
So
That's
would
what
it
I
be
remember.
fair? I'm sorry, I didn't know.
You got an answer.
Yes.
All right, next question.
Would it be fair to say that your memory is kind of cloudy of that day because you were intoxicated?
No.
She did.
Do you remember the date and time of the first incident that you allege?
I don't remember the time, but it was November 20th.
Do you remember what time of day that may have been?
I just said I don't remember.
Do you remember where you were at?
Brain Park.
So would it be fair to say that both alleged incidents that you are alleging happened at Frank Park?
The second incident on November 21st did not happen on Frame Park. We were driving around and he hit me.
What
The
I'm
first
asking
incident.
is where you were at when you met up.
Frame Park, yes.
So, to the best of your recollection, you were not drinking on both of those days that you cite, the 20th or the 21st.
The 20.
Brooks, hold on. Mr. Brooks, under 90611, I'm stopping this cross-examination. You've asked the same question, multiple questions, multiple times, and at this point, I'm going to declare that
I didn't
the
know.
opportunity to cross is now concluded.
I didn't know that was the same question, Your Honor.
All right, so my takeaway from this is that he's trying to discredit her, right? Now, overall, I don't think it's just to get her out of the woman's home. He's trying to discredit her entire testimony that he was violent toward her for the 20th and the 21st of November, right? He's trying to discredit her because she's an alcoholic. She doesn't take care of her kids, blah, blah, blah. She likes to drink, and she's intoxicated a lot. That was the takeaway. And because it wasn't really working, he kept on hammering it, and the judge just put a stop to it. So, F for Brooks so far. Big fail on his record. So we're going to continue with this in the next video. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Until the next one, stay inside, stay safe. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.